Hey everyone, welcome once again to the Spinistry channel. I am your host Kevin, and today we're going to talk about 2026 events and membership updates. I'll keep this as brief as I possibly can, and we're going to hit the high points, not go into too much detail, but if you need more detail, just leave a comment below or send me a message, whatever else. November has always been our main membership drive month. We call it Novembership. This year, though, we're kind of shifting gears a little bit. We're not focusing on the memberships as much going forward. In 2026, the idea is to kind of go back to our roots and focus more on the individual events themselves. And it should simplify things, should streamline things. We're not getting rid of membership. Current members are probably going to get more benefits than they've ever had and a lot more options. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So in this video, we're going to go over a few different things. The different types of rides that we're going to be offering in 2026 and who each is kind of meant for. Each of the different membership levels we have, we think we've done a better job of making it more sense for the right people to go to the right membership levels for their needs. Not every level's right for everyone. Hopefully we'll find the one that's best for you. We're going to go over our tentative 2026 schedule. I call it tentative because there's an upcoming Texas Bicycle Events Promoter meeting that I've been invited to. I don't know what to expect from it, but I'm kind of keeping my dates general at the moment. Hopefully this is a good meeting and everybody gets on the same page and we have a beautiful coordinated calendar. It's probably too much to hope for, but hey, you never know. And finally, a super important thing to go over, those of you who are existing members and are aware of our grandfathered pricing and locking in your existing pricing going, hopefully forever. It's not going away. It's just not working the way we had hoped. So we're going to talk towards the end of the video. Stay tuned if you're a current member. Really important stuff there. Let's start with first the event types that we're going to have. Nothing's really different than what we've done in the past, but maybe a little more coordinated, a little bit more where all the pieces kind of mesh together and make a little bit more sense. We've done a lot of things differently from everyone else over the years, and we still will be. We're just trying to kind of consolidate it. It's a better word. So first up are our timed gravel grinders, single day gravel grinder events, classic gravel races. That's the first type of event that we're going to have. Classic gravel races, just like we've been doing since 2010 in the first Red River Riot. These are open to everyone. You don't have to be a Club Spinistry member to enjoy the festivities, so to speak, but Club Spinistry members, depending on their membership level, will get extremely discounted entries to these race events or free, depending on your membership level. We'll talk about that a little bit shortly. Next are the non-competitive gravel grinders. These are for the folks that aren't into racing so much, but they want to go out and do the big single day events just like these. It's non-competitive, untimed. These are they're open to the public as well. These are typically going to be free to all Club Spinistry members if they sign up at least in the early bird window, or if you have a higher level of membership, it's free to you at any time. And these are going to be, generally speaking, lower cost even to the general public than the racing events. The reality is, once we put a racing component into it, a competitive component into it, our costs go up substantially for those participants. There's additional race insurance that we have to care for. Chip timing gets involved. That's not cheap. If there's prizes and awards, that takes it to another level. So that's why the competitive side is a little pricier than the non-competitive side. We're not playing favorites. It's just the reality is bicycle industry is still a major crunch, and we're having to find the best way to cover the costs for the events. Next, we have our club rides and our pop-up rides. Those are a little bit more informal, generally speaking, open to members only. There may be exceptions to that if we're in a new geographic area and we want to introduce Spinistry to folks and things like that. But typically speaking, our club rides, our pop-up rides, there's no aid stations, there's no course markings. It's more of a traditional group ride type setting. Those are always free to all levels of club membership. And then finally, this is what I'm really super excited about. I know it's not for everyone, but for the people it is for, I think we have a really cool concept that we are, again, consolidating, putting into a little bit more defined window. We're calling them our Gravel Max Adventures. These are going to be open to Club Spinistry members only. If you're not a member, it's not open to you. We're not trying to get hundreds of people to these. Some of these might only be a half dozen people. I doubt we'll ever see more than 20 or 30 at the most. We'll see how things go. But our Gravel Max Adventures are multi-day events with, if you can see it here around me, see if I can make the camera move a little. Hey, camera, move over here. Yeah, see, we have the new Spinistry mobile that is totally meant to support all of these types of adventures. So our Gravel Max Adventures are going to be supported and semi-supported multi-day events, point-to-points, hub loops. So we'll talk about that more in the future. I guarantee you we'll be doing some very specific videos on the Gravel Max. I'm super excited about it. It's something we've been trying to find the right formula for a number of years. And quite frankly, I think this van's going to make all the difference in the world to make that happen. Super stoked about Gravel Max Adventures. We talked about the event types, and that kind of defines the membership levels and what's meant for whom and so forth. Again, we're not trying to upsell current members and make them pay more. It's quite the opposite. We're wanting people to find what works best for what they're looking for. So our traditional Steel membership is now $125 a year, and that gets you free entry to all non-competitive and club rides, non-competitive events. If you get signed up in the early bird, which is usually up to a few weeks before the event, it's not just 3 days, here's early bird. No, it's usually open for quite a while. Sign up in the early bird, you get a free entry for our non-competitive events. Or if you want to occasionally try a race, you'll get a significant discount. Probably race for 25 bucks is probably the way it would work out. Every event's going to be a little bit different, have different costs and things like that. All the free club rides, pop-up rides, and eligible for those Gravel Max Adventures. We'll talk about that a bit more momentarily. Even traditional Spinistry events, if they're going to be smaller events, probably less than 100 people, we'll probably make those free for all club members for the non-competitive up to event day. But bigger events, we need that cushion time to plan for porta-johns and snacks and everything else, police support when it's needed. So if you are a Steel level member and you're not sure if you're going to make an event, go ahead and sign up in the early bird. We would rather you sign up and not make it. That's okay. We're fine with that. As opposed to you're not sure you're going to make it and you want to sign up the week before, but the early bird's expired. And so now what would have been a free event is going to cost you 25 bucks or whatever the price may be for an individual event. You're not going to hurt our feelings by signing up early and not showing up. I just want to make that clear. Next level of membership is our Carbon membership. And that's meant for the racers. Is who that's meant for. Instead of $125 a year, it's $175 a year. Not that much more currently. The price will probably go up on that, but lots of moving pieces on that because of the price increase we did on Steel. I'm a little gun shy at the moment. I want to make sure everything works for as long as possible. I don't want things to break again. We'll get there. $175 a year. What that gives you is free entry to the racing events as well. So if you're a racer and you want that timed entry, I would recommend doing the Carbon membership. We're planning to do at least one timed race each month, and we'll go over the schedule here in a bit that gets a little bit more specific on that. So it's only $50 a year more. And the other thing is there is no early bird for the Carbon memberships. I know a lot of the racers like to wait until the last minute to sign up. Here's the caveat on the Carbon membership, though, for racers. If we have a cap, if we have a participant cap on a specific event, some of them we have because of parking limitations or venue requirements or whatever else, or we know it's going to be big, but we have to cap it at some level ahead of time to care for all the logistics. If you're a Carbon level member and it sells out, you won't be able to get in, is what it boils down to. And if we're getting close to sold out, we'll give everyone plenty of heads up. So don't worry about that. But I just want to make it clear that's a limitation, so to speak, of the Carbon membership, which rolls us to the next level of membership. That's our Titanium membership. Titanium membership is $300 a year. And to be honest with you, let me go back to the racing as well. Generally speaking, the way I think we're going to be doing this is single day event races are going to be $75 to non-members, $75, and non-competitive events are going to be $50 to non-members. The Steel members will get a $50 discount during early bird, so that's free. The carbon members will get the 100% discount all the way through. So I want to make that clear. That's kind of the value per event. So if you break down how many Spinistry events am I likely to do? Well, if you're likely to do 3 or 4 events and all of them are competitive, that's do the 175 versus 300, I guess is the way to look at it, which brings us to the titanium level membership, which is $300 a year. But it's not aimed at racers per se, but racers will definitely get benefit from it, because if it is a sold out event, racers will be able to still get in. We know we have X number of people that are no-shows and things like that. So we'll always hold those slots for our titanium members is the way it will work. So titanium members can sign up last minute till registration closes, which may be day of the event or the night before, worst case scenario. Titanium members can get in anytime for single day events. The multi-day gravel max adventures, those we may be very constrained on our numbers for those. But that's who the titanium memberships are really meant for, are the folks that might be interested in doing 2 or 3 of our multi-day adventures each year. Again, they're only open to Club Spinistry members. And what I'm thinking, I don't know exactly how the pricing will work. And again, it will vary by event. But what I'm thinking is a single weekend event is probably like $150. And it might be a 3-day weekend, 2 or 3 day weekend, $150. You have to be a member already. But if you're a carbon level member, it'll be 50% off of that. And if you're a titanium level member, it would be $150 off of that. Is kind of the logic I'm thinking. If there's something that's extra cost and we have to make it a $200 event, I'll promise it now to titanium members, you'll get at least that $150 discount, possibly the full $200. It's just going to depend on the logistics of each of that. So that's kind of how each of the membership levels break down. Steel level members are meant for your non-competitive riders that want to go out and have a great adventure. And, the bigger events, they're there in the middle of it with everyone else, but they're not worried about their finishing time and things like that. Carbon level membership is specifically intended for racers that want to log their competitive times. And then the titanium is for people that they want to know they're going to get the maximum discount, and they'll be front of the line for our Gravel Max adventures. And Chef's Kiss is probably going to get rolled into Gravel Max adventures. We got to talk to Chef Brad. I haven't been able to get him to commit to a date yet for any Chef's Kiss things. I know we'll do some more. So that's how the memberships break down. Now, let's go over our tentative schedule. 2026, the plan is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. The idea is each month to do at least one formal race, one timed event, and each month to do at least one club ride as well. And then right now we have, at the moment, 2 Gravel Max adventures, pretty solid that we're going to be doing these. We'll probably add more with the goal by 2027 to have at least 6 a year, and we may be able to pull that off in 2026. We got to see how the pieces come together and how the Gravel Max adventures, and that's going to be based on y'all's feedback. So if you're interested in multi-day stuff, point-to-point stuff, semi-supported stuff, bike packing, all that kind of stuff, yeehaw, we love it. The Rat 1000 is going to have a Gravel Max supported option to it. That's going to be super cool. Things like that. So here we go. Current schedule. November, right now, this month, we have Roadrunner Rocks Gravel Rally up in Munster, November 15th. December 7th, we will have our Holiday Ramble at the Pie Ladies Place. Again, just like last year, that was a big hit. But here, this is all really meant for 2026. January, Texas Chainring Massacre. That's January 24th. That's firm. Sign-ups open for that right now. February, this tentatively, hoping to do Back in the Saddle again. March will be Hell of the North, Texas, out of Paris. April will be Red River Riot in Munster. Will be a to-be-named Gravel Max adventure in North Texas. May will have a to-be-determined Gravel Rebound event. That's the same weekend as Unbound. So if you're not able to make it to Unbound, we're going to have an alternate for you. We're not trying to talk people out of going to Unbound. If you're going to Unbound, go to Unbound. Go experience that. We're not taking that away from you. But if you can't make it, we'll have an alternate. It may even be Sunday, as we'll see, where maybe people that are going to Unbound make it back and do a double header that weekend. Play with that idea. Again, comments, feedback, let us know what might interest you. August will be Midnight Massacre. June, July, there will be stuff. Don't know what yet, because we're getting into the heat in Texas, which isn't my favorite time of year to put on events. June is rough because people aren't heat acclimated yet, and July is rough because because that's when it gets super hot, and that's when people also start traveling, and there's a lot of vacation stuff going on. We'll have stuff in June and July. I'm just not sure what and where just yet. October will be Texas Gravel Champs, and we think we're going to try to make that an official, actual, bona fide gravel championship in 2026. Not sure what that looks like exactly yet. Again, comments, feedback, send me messages, tell me about it. What would float your boat there? And also in October will be the Rat 1000, which will be another formal Gravel Max adventure. We're going to do a big video on that in the next week or so and tell you all about it. We're super stoked about Rat 1000 2026 edition. That's the calendar. All right, current members. The Autorenew debacle cluster, it's really been a pain in my ass. I apologize, guys. Several weeks ago, we heard that the Autorenew functionality wasn't working. People were getting messages that Autorenew failed. Been trying to work with our sign-up company, Bike Sign Up, Run Sign Up, and the nuts and the bolts of it are they aren't able to fix it, and they're not going to fix it. Doesn't make me happy, but it is what it is. The promise was if you were set up on Autorenew, it's going to renew at the old grandfather price of $75 for Steel members. We're not able to make that automatic now. And actually, no memberships Autorenew is broken now. Well, it has to stay broken because we can't turn it. You don't want to hear all of it. I don't want to hear all of it, quite frankly. So Autorenew doesn't exist anymore. So what's going to happen is when your membership goes for Autorenew, it's going to say something like Autorenew failed, and you'll get a message from Bike Sign Up / Run Sign Up for that. Within a day or two after that, I'll be sending a message myself. Hey, Autorenew functionality is broken. Sorry for the inconvenience. But if you were planning to Autorenew, please reply to this email and I'll send you a coupon code. So please do reply to that email. I'll give you a very specific coupon code that's just meant for you, and it'll take $50 off of your renewal. And you can renew Steel if you want to. So $125, $50 off that, you're back at $75 like it was. Or if you've determined that one of these other memberships is a better fit for you, the carbon or the titanium, you can apply that $50 towards that level of membership as well. And again, this was not my plan A. Quite frankly, I was excited just to, hey, here's our membership base now. You guys are going to renew. And if other people straggle in over the months and we add new members, fantastic. But we were going to just take care of our core membership base forever at $75. Part of that functionality for that to work was I didn't have to get involved. It just happened automatically. And the Autorenew was really important for that. It's not there. It is what it is. It's fine. I've already cried all I'm going to cry about it. I literally spent a year making that our planned business model, and it evaporated in 3 weeks. So stuff happens. Let's go ride bikes, right? We're looking for better solutions. I would love to find a way to make that functionality work. The reality is I don't think it's a practical expectation. Just so much of what Run Sign Up does and ties all the other pieces together. I can't build that from scratch myself. There's nobody else that does all of the things Run Sign Up does as well as they do. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to eat crap. And that's what we're doing on that one. It's okay. It's not that big a deal. Let's wrap it up. Thanks for being a part of Club Spinistry and everything we're trying to build together here. My only objective is to give you guys as much great writing as possible week in and week out, obviously month in and month out, if nothing else. We want to do something every week, quite frankly. That's our goal. We know not everybody can make every ride, but we want to be there whenever you do have the time to ride. And hopefully we can make it worth your while. So whether you're a racer, whether you're an adventurer, you just love to get out there on the gravel, there's something for you. I'll see you out on the road, okay?